was a interesting little stutter. Well, we should be live, folks. We are having a very dreary, at least for me, Tuesday night over here. It's cold, it's rainy. Dion's even got some snow over there. And we're down some of our usual players. So tonight, we're just doing kind of a fun thing. This is a really old game called Villains Finish First. It came out of a magazine in the 90s called Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer, using what they call the freestyle role-playing system. The system is all built around adjectives. It's very similar to Fate. Also similar to PBTA, Powered by the Apocalypse style games, because you are using 2 dice and you've got kind of a threshold of succeeding well, failing miserably. So we are playing Villains Finish First. We're playing a villain superhero game tonight. Oak will be joining us shortly, but let's go ahead and, we're going to do the introductions to the villains in this way. So I'm going to kind of start us off here. You guys are in a maximum security prison, Rockwell Prison. You're about 20 miles or so just this side of the border. You're all here for various reasons. Dion, what's the name of your character?
I am the yoga instructor from down the street. His name is also known as Clint Taurus.
All right. Well, Clint Taurus, your cellmate is a spindly little fellow with green skin and cacti needles sticking out. He looks very much like a personified version of a desert cactus. There's even like a little flower growing on the back of his head. He looks up at you as he's trying to eat his plate of miserable prison food. New roommate and all. He looks to you and says, "What's she in for?" Give us a little backstory, Dion. How did you get put in prison and by who?
Adultery, arson, and manslaughter.
All right.
Man caught me with his wife, and so I murdered him and burned his house down.
All right. So how did you get brought to justice? Who's your nemesis? What hero brought you down?
Yeah, it was this group of meddling kids and their little dog. It was they were so eager to solve a mystery, and they were smart and crafty, and if I find those kids and their little dog too.
Their little dog too. Bill, a similar story plays out on the other side of the cell block. Your roommate is very large man. He's built like a brick wall. Literally, he's tall and rectangular-ish. He's got kind of like a red-orange cast to his skin with lines that very much resemble bricks. And he looks down at you as he just throws this mash of crap they call food on the floor, grumbles a bit, says, "How'd you get here? What you in for?"
Well, my character's name is Chris. He's kind of a smallish, really kind of, he looks like some guy you would see as one of the extras in Revenge of the Nerds or something. He's very small, and he's based on, if you remember, Chris was Satan's lover in the South Park movie. And so that's who I'm basing him off of. And he claims that he didn't do anything, but people give him shit all day long, and then he'll just walk up to them and use his special attack. It's called the Whispering Death, and basically it makes them feel so bad they kill themselves. And he did this enough time, and they found him guilty and put him away.
All right, but who brought you to justice?
That would be Mr. Nice Guy. He's just this sickeningly clean cut, upstanding, good guy who just goes around and helps everyone and upholds truth, justice, and the American way or whatever.
All right, Mr. Nice Guy. Okay. Jameis, you're going through processing. They're handing you your orange jumpsuit. They give you a badge that they clip around your hand.
That's even
Uh,
trickier. I'm actually, what I look like is a sentient form of green gaseous vapor that I'm contained in a transparent protection suit that's in a humanoid shape. So I do look humanoid, but I'm just sort of inside it's all gas. Can't actually see. There's no actual sort of body per se. It's just gas. So you don't want to prick the incumbent.
So you're filling out your form, and it's asking you what you in for, who brought you to justice.
Well, I'm Kimo, K-E-M-M-O, because there's a DC villain, Chemo, which may be ripping off a little. Latest thing I did was try to poison the water supply for the town. It's because they looked like they could do with water poisoning, basically. It would be good for them.
Who brought you to justice?
The environmentalist. Yes, he put his wits against me, and unfortunately did well for the environment to take me down.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Did you get to finish your character, Oak?
I am working on it. Do I just pick one combo of?
Just one power. Yep.
But my points could go in any of the stuff on the sheet, correct?
Yeah, any 3, and you can double up on one if you want.
And I'll use my points, and my power will be the same. I've got 2 points in demonic, 1 in heinous, and that's the power I will take also.
All right, sounds good. So your character is the bus has just arrived through the gates. You got your last sight of freedom as you are trucked into this maximum security ward. High walls, concertina wire. Each corner has a watchtower with guards that have specialty guns that are able to take down even the toughest evildoer. You're chained up, hands and feet, sitting down as the guards are starting to get you all to pile out in a line. One of the more slender people behind you has been chatting nonstop the whole time on the bus ride. And finally, he gets around to asking you a question instead of telling you his whole miserable life. He says, "So what are you called? What are you in for?"
Well, when you make people do things you want them to, even though they don't want to, you get labeled bad things. But they call me the mind killer for some reason. And this is the pest.
And who brought you to justice, mind killer?
Actually, the pest sold me out because she didn't like that I grounded her once, so she turned me in. Still complaining about that grounding and wanting to turn me in. Yeah, she ratted me out to the authorities.
Got ratted out. Came for you at night. Couldn't put up a struggle. Bound and caged and brought over here. Now you're marched in. You're given your orange jumpsuit, your little kit with a small bar of soap, small toothbrush, and flip-flops. So you're let out once a day to have lunch with the rest of the inmates. It's part of your getting socially reacclimated. And they encourage you to intermingle with your fellow convicts, play games, watch television. You'll find yourself at the same lunch counter, eating the same drab, gray food that really you don't even know what it's made out of. It just gruel. It's always gruel. And there's a breaking report that comes over the television. It's a scientist, not very far from you, about 50 miles from you, discovered a new pyramid hidden in the jungle mass. And he believes, doing some core samples, they did some scans, that there's a great treasure inside. The whole temple is completely just infested with traps. And he's talking about wanting to hire professionals to come in and clean it out. And the great wealth that must be contained inside this temple. And you're all seeing this. This newscast goes off talking about a bad thunderstorm that's going to be passing through your local area tonight. And you all wonder. So this is the first time you guys have ran into each other, and you're just newly here. Probably Dion, if you wouldn't mind, put the names of your character in the Roll20 screen so I can reference that, or in the StreamYard chat. Either one.
Yeah. How do I do that again? How do I do that? Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So, Clint's not
Right.
eating. He's meditating, cross-legged in a corner. He's a self-proclaimed oxygenarian, and claims that he only needs oxygen in order to survive and nourish his body. He's also vegan.
Yes.
But right now,
Well,
he's
the
not
guard-
eating.
The point of communal time is to gather with your fellow convict, as the security officer hits you with his stun baton to get you to go to the table and resume your pose on a proper bench with other folks, just like you miserable, worthless. He prods you once more.
I go and I sit cross-legged on the end of a table. Just go back to meditating.
All right. Again, you're all newly here. Some of you just today. Clint, you've been here the longest, but just by a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yep. So the guards are well equipped to handle most powers. They don't yet have the technology to remove powers from you, but they are all very well acquainted with what your particular powers are, and there's always guards on site that know how to deal with such things. The wristband that you're all wearing also will provide a debilitating shock if necessary to you or to everyone within an area. But otherwise, you still have your powers. It's just frowned upon if you use it against the guards. They don't care much if you use it against other inmates, of course. Assuming you don't cause problems. You're not going to cause problems, are you, inmate? Zap.
Assuming your power seemed worth a damn given to everyone who got the one.
Bert, I'm coming into lunch late because my roommate earlier was being really intimidating, and so I just whispered something about how his mother would be disappointed in him, and he got so upset he killed himself. So
They're carting him away. I have a feeling the guards know this, and they put you in the cells with the people they really don't like.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted him to leave me alone. I'm sitting there reading a book about C++ that I got from the prison library. So
We got a vegan oxygenarian, a very unassuming person reading coding books. I mean, you're both the most heinous people in the world.
Nope.
Also,
Sitting there eating the mash, I open a flap, scrape the mash in, and then close it again. You're quite sure how it dissolves into the gas and feeds me, but it does.
He's got like one of these butt flap things, like on old style long johns, except it's in the front, and he's
Yeah.
gonna scoop stuff in there. All right. Well, as you are all studiously ignoring each other during social time, kind of an average built man, very unassuming. You would forget his features in a moment in a crowd, and that's kind of his special power. He's just the most average person you've ever met in every way. And he sits down, and he's broadcast is over. It's talking about the big storm that's coming in tonight. And he says, "Hey, we need 4 more for tonight. We got a breakout attempt going on. Word on the block is you're the newest folks here, and the guards haven't had a chance yet to get used to your powers. You want in?" You notice his lips aren't moving, and you're all hearing this in your head.
Yeah, I'm in.
I've been here too long. When I talk, there's sort of like little lights that go flicker on and off.
Yeah.
That correspond to when I'm talking. It's the vibration against the thing that's actually communicating the sound. But yeah. It's got to look flashy. It's a comic book. It's got to look flashy.
So you got little motes of dust that collect to the front, and they actually spell out what you're saying. Come on, under screen.
Yeah, I've been here 3 hours already. Too long. Need to go.
Look, me and the other guys, and he's shoveling this gray mush into his mouth, just studiously looking at the screen, not looking at you guys, but you're hearing his voice in your head. Me and the guys need a distraction tonight, midnight. That's when the storm's coming through. Oh, this stuff is awful. Would you be good for that? We figure if you can get half the guards to the east block, we'll make our bust out. And once we do, well, we'll return the favor.
Which block are we in?
You're in the east block.
Okay.
I'm good at distractions.
I can take care of 2 of the guards without problem.
All right. Midnight, right when the storm hits. And then he makes a sign of being sick, and you're not actually sure if he's acting or food really did get to him. He starts puking all over the table. The guards come over, haul him away as he's saying, I think my appendix ruptured. Help, help. Help, help.
God.
This food is awful. He's hauled away, leaving behind vomit that looks slightly more appetizing than the food that's on the tray.
So we have no idea if he was faking it.
He's just a pretty awful actor. You're pretty sure he's faking it.
Okay.
Actually, no, this is a good time to make a test. All right, so 2d8. I said he is not a particularly good actor, so if we look at the difficulty, we'll make this a routine check.
Okay.
Now, did you double up on any one of those adjectives?
I didn't.
Oak
Oak
did.
did.
Okay. All right. So if you did not, you have no bonus to your roll. If you have a trait that would make sense, so like, do you have a trait, an adjective that would make you be able to discern if someone is lying or acting? This is up to your perceptions.
Nope. I didn't care.
I have to look up
Wow.
the definition of a word.
No, you don't have to. You don't go by the definition. Just by the
Wily?
adjective itself. If you can make an argument that it would make you good at figuring out if someone's lying, then that's good
wily,
enough.
because I'm deceitful.
Wily. You're good
So-
with deceit. Okay, so if you have an adjective that you think will help, you're going to be rolling on the routine task. If you don't, you're going to be rolling on difficult. And so you guys go ahead and
Okay.
roll your 2d8. There's a bottom at the bottom of the screen there. Oak, in the case where you've doubled up on an adjective, when that adjective comes into play, you may add a +1 to the roll.
Okay, and what are we rolling? What die?
Right.
They're D8s. There's a button on the bottom of the Roll20 screen, 2D8 plus mod.
I
You
don't
might need
add
to
my
activate your
Wily to
macro
it, do
bar
I?
and show
You
a
do
macro
not.
bar.
No.
Okay.
As long as you've only got Wily once, you do not add it. It
Okay.
just means that you can use a lower difficulty. So with a 5,
I
it's a
got
mixed result. You know that it's a farce, that he's lying, but the vomit was actually more directed at you than the table. So you're splashed with vomit on a mixed result. Bill, how did you do?
What are we rolling to see what happens?
Yeah,
Here?
is seeing if you can figure out if this guy was is acting or what. So at the bottom of the Roll20 screen, again, there's that 2D8 plus mod. You can hit that. If you think you have an adjective that would allow you to figure out if someone's lying, it's a routine check. Otherwise, it's a difficult check.
Okay.
So you're rolling 2D8.
Okay. I'm gonna say that what is it? Maybe I don't know what this would be. So I'll just it'll be. This is gonna be like a mental thing because I'm just trying to see what's going on here.
Okay, 3 fails across the board. So did you say you had an adjective that would help you figure out if someone is lying? It's up to your interpretation. You don't have to look up the adjectives. Just if you think you've got one that would allow you to figure out if someone's lying.
I mean, now do we have to use one of those bottom 3 or can I use demonic?
No,
You
just
use
one of the 3 that you chose.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh
What did
yeah,
you choose?
demonic because there's people that tell me these things.
Okay, so what are you choosing? Sorry.
They tell me.
Okay. So you've got something and you rolled a 3. Okay, that keeps you from having a mishap. It's just a fail. Honestly, you don't know if he is acting or not. He might very well be sick, which could put a problem with the plan tonight.
Well,
And how did Chemo do?
12.
A 12. Did you have an adjective that would help?
Not really. A bit ruthless, but not really. I wouldn't say so.
Okay, so it would be
And
a
it doesn't
difficult
matter
task.
because
You only
it's
need a 10 or
success
better,
anyway.
16. Obviously, the man is lying. Must be part of his ploy, you're thinking. Must be part of the action that he is putting into effect.
Going into sick bay to get better access to whatever.
Yeah. What was the name of your character, Oak? And if you can change it on
Yeah, I
the
just
Roll20
changed
screen or the okay. There it is. Mind killer. All right. So how did you got a 9, and did you have an adjective that would be useful for
No.
detecting a lie?
I've just got demonic and heinous, so I don't think.
Okay, it's a mixed result, so you also get splashed with a little bit of vomit, and but you can tell that he is lying, and it's likely part of his plan somehow. Maybe the vomit's involved.
Suggest you stop your lying.
Yeah, he's being hauled off to the sick bay as you. Yep. Uh-oh. Did we lose somebody?
lost Jameis.
Oh, we lost Jameis. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So this guy gets hauled off. You don't know who he is. It's just like the average guy. Like even if you did hear a news report about him, you doubt you'd remember. He's just so average.
The focus is where I'm looking, not where the window focuses.
All right, guys. So maybe you're a part of a breakout tonight. Maybe it's happening around midnight when the storm comes through. Maybe this guy's appendix just ruptured and the plan won't go down. Hard to tell. But you are all now in on it. So this is around lunch, midnight. Good amount of time away. What do you want to do in the meantime? Your co-mingling hours are they have everybody together from about noon to 4. You can play games. You can go out into the yard and exercise. They have arts and crafts, all part of the rehabilitation of our
What do our cells look
super
like?
villains.
Are they like solid metal doors? Are they like just the bars? Are they?
Oh no, they are, because there are so many villains that have powers that can work on various metals. It is some kind of plastic amalgam that Supermind, the superhero of the Fantabulous Five, has concocted for this prison. It is completely see-through, all walls except for the back wall, so you can't see out of the penitentiary. Is translucent, and so you are on full view all day and night. You have no privacy.
That's what they did with Magneto.
Yeah.
Since I know that he went to the sick bay for a particular reason, I want to go do some arts and crafts and see if I can short vision and sort of get together something that I can use to dissolve the plastic.
Okay.
What's available?
So the way
in
this
arts and
breakout
crafts.
is going to work is you guys need to accumulate a number of like successes for the breakout to happen. So everything that you can do up until the breakout occurs will make the breakout more or less effective. So Chemo, you're going to go and do some arts and crafts, trying to find some kind of formula that would perhaps melt the plastics. Okay.
Obviously, if they've got the paint and the glue and all the other sort of stuff, you can put it together in the right comically approved scientific way.
Do you have an adjective that would make you very good at chemistry, or a power that would allow you to make a chemical?
Well, I am chemical. My power is that basically I can take in chemicals to help repair my own body. That's what my power thing is.
Okay. So do you have an adjective that would make you particularly knowledge of technology or particular knowledge of chemistry? What are your adjectives?
Arrogant, reckless, and ruthless.
Okay.
See, I could try and argue that I just put chemicals together till I get the right desire that I want.
Arrogant sounds like you might, you might feel that you are very good in the particular chemical sciences. Which
reckless and ruthless means I don't actually care about who's around me that I test it on either. Okay, I need to test this.
That's true.
And that way you.
All right, so that'll make it from a tasking degree down to a difficult degree. So go ahead and roll me 2d8. Let's see how you do on this.
No double, so nothing. That's a fail.
That's a 7, just a plain fail. Okay, so they fail to have any ingredients that are caustic enough to cause damage to the plastics, and this infuriates you to no end. How do you respond to this with the other 3 people in here that are making nice ashtrays? They're using clay, and they're little fabricators here to make ashtrays. And you've been trying for the last few hours to come up with a chemical strong enough to cut through this this fantabulous plastic to no avail. And because of your adjectives, you are very mad at this.
Well, so the fabricator, you put something in and it comes out with ashtrays?
Yeah.
Right. This isn't going well. I grab a person and shove him in.
Okay. One of the inmates is used instead of one of the cubes of fabrication material. His body is devoured by the fabricator and turned into several ashtrays. As the guards come by, look at the death that you have caused, and just kind of casually prod you with a shock beam, going, no, bad. That's bad. Bad. Demerits. Just very lackadaisical about it. Oh no, that was awful. The things you do to one another.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyone else want to do something that might help the escape attempt tonight?
I'm going to go to the laundry room and work laundry duty. 1, to clean myself of this vomit. And 2, I'm going to try to procure some other clothing, I'm assuming mostly inmate stuff, but if there were guard, I would take that. However, the inmate stuff I can at least use to act as other bodies, or if we can get rid of some guards, we can swap the clothes out of the guards to make them look like inmates while we take their uniforms. Something along those lines.
Okay. Well, let's see how you do. Do you have any particular power or adjective that would help you hide and or disguise something to get it out of here, to steal it?
Itself, no. If I could try to maybe double up on the clothing, double mine, and I'll change
Yeah.
into it while I use my demonic and heinous power, my mind kill, to make a couple of the inmates start fighting each other to get a distraction.
It's not difficult. You've got a couple of spray tan and sunbed guys in here doing the laundry. They're very particular about using starch on the collars. Of course, they're working shirtless, showing off their prison yard muscles. They've got perfectly coiffed hair, and you got them into starts off as a small, like, what you bench, man? 250? 250? You ain't benching no 250. And then they go start pushing each other around, starting a distraction. We'll go, since you're just trying to steal clothes and you had a good reason, a way to do it, we're going to go from a difficulty down to a routine task. So roll me 2d8. Ooh, a 3 is still a fail. So what happens is just as you're starting to put on a second layer of clothes, the conflict gets the guards in a little faster than you would have liked. And apparently the laundry boys are known hotheads, and the guards really don't like them. So they just come in, start shocking everybody, including you, unfortunately, because you're in here as well. And everybody is taken apart, and you're put in solitary for the next few hours. So you will not have actually not solitary, you just failed, you didn't have a mishap, so you're just taken away and you're assigned somewhere else. So you may have another attempt later. Anyone else? Bill or Dion?
Well, I'm gonna go to the arts and crafts, because part of my demonic and malicious power, the whispering death, where I make someone feel really bad. I'm gonna try to monogram, like make little designs on handkerchiefs that I can give to my victims, that when they like blow their nose and they're crying, it'll just say something like "you're worthless," and I'm going to imbue some of my power and to help it maybe extend the suffering of the
Okay,
victim.
so you're trying to make let me just see if I get this right. You're trying to make some cloths that can extend your power, so that you don't necessarily have to whisper at somebody. They just need to use the cloth, and your power would work on it. Is that what I'm getting?
No, it's basically an enhancement to my power that I still have to whisper to them, and it doesn't do any more damage. It just lasts for twice as long and extends the amount of time they feel really bad and are reduced to like tears or whatever.
Okay. Read me what your power does.
Okay. Combination of demonic and malicious, success on degree difficult, and use mental disruptive mode to deliver a mental wound, effective only at close range. This attack must take place in advantage phase of combat round.
Okay, I'll tell you what then. We're going to make this a difficult check,
Okay.
just as per what your power does. Go ahead and roll me 2d8.
And then I get the modifier of 1, right? Because of the
Only if you've doubled up on one of your powers
yes.
or one of your adjectives. Okay.
Oh
Then
no,
yes.
no, I have not, so I do not get it.
Okay. It's just straight then. 12 is an astounding success. So I'm going to say you make several of these monogrammed little handkerchiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
Guards don't see any.
they don't give me any, like, they don't make it any more effective. It just lasts longer.
Sure. Okay. All right, Clint, are you doing anything to help the Blackout attempt tonight other than coughing yourself to death?
Yeah, right. I'm going to try and convince some guards to meet in the East Block for a midnight yoga session.
Oh, okay.
Like
So is
back
this
in my neighborhood, I was kind of a big deal of a yoga instructor. I had like the
some
hottest
private
babes
lessons?
come through. I'm pretty good, honestly, when I wasn't trying to smash, get into that downward dog, you know what I'm saying?
So
But
is
you
this a power, or are you
guys,
just trying to convince them to meet you somewhere later?
I am trying to use my like wily and my arrogance in a sense. I guess both would work for this to try and just get guards to meet in the East Block for a midnight yoga session. I'm trying to
Sure.
deceive them to do it, and I'm also just like, yeah, I'm the man,
Okay.
I'm the shit.
Say that will drop it from difficult to routine. Go ahead and give me a 2d8 roll, and you're getting them to meet in the wing that you need to make a distraction on.
Yeah, so I don't get a bonus, so bam, 6.
Okay, mixed results. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sounds interesting. One of the guards is like, I've got this back problem that maybe we can straighten that out a little later on. Just my sciatica is just really acting up, and that sounds great.
Yeah,
Sounds
yoga's
awesome.
really
You
good
mind if
for
I invite a
stretching
few
out the
more
sciatica.
folks along? I mean, if you're
Yeah.
giving out classes.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll do it for free, man. Like, I'm just
All
here
right.
to serve my time and go back to society and open my shop up. I just had one little mishap, I'm just a normal guy like you.
All right. Yeah. He's going to invite some friends, and he'll meet you later. All right. Let's see. Anyone else want to try something that hasn't been taken out? So 2 of you succeeded. So Oak, do you want to try something else?
Aren't I in solitary till it's time?
No. I retconned that because you only failed. You didn't get a mishap result. So you were just kicked out of the. What were you doing? You were doing crafts, right? Oh, laundry.
No,
you
I
were
was
doing
trying to do
laundry.
the laundry.
Yeah, so you're kicked out of the laundry and told to go do something else.
My ability says that I can make somebody attack someone. So is there enough? Can I not make them give up information? Is that a purview of something else?
Not with your power, but you can still try to do that. And if your adjectives help you in extracting information from someone, then makes it either easier or gives you a bonus to do it.
Well, could I use it with the demonic, trying to like whisper promises of things once I get out of here and riches, fortune?
Yeah, again,
whatever
that's not a
their vices
power.
are.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just not a power, but you can
Right.
definitely tap that adjective to do it. Sure.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
describe it to me. Who are you trying to connect with, and what favor are you trying to get, or what information are you trying to get?
One of the guards that's a little bit more on the maybe dirty side.
Mm-hmm.
And through casual conversation, I found out about his sick parents and how, I know doctors and I can pull some strings, but, I'm needing some help in the meantime.
That would be
Just do me a
Phil.
favor.
He's the drug dealer. He's the very open drug dealer to the prison population here. And he's only doing this because his mom's got cancer,
Yeah, with the connections I have, and I'm in here because I can make people do things that I want them to. Perhaps I could get them to push your mom to the top of the list to get help.
Okay. Phil's pretty much a dirty. He's kind of a dirty law enforcement guy. So let's make this routine and see what happens. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Now, do I get to add a +1 for my 2 points?
You
in
do.
demonic?
Yeah. Making the Faustian deals with him. Oh, wow. Okay. Really good success. He's all for it. And what did you want from him?
Wherever we're supposed to be for the break, do we have a location or anything?
You were just told that you need to make a distraction.
In the
Okay.
East Block.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it'd be nice if at a certain time, and I give them the time that we know of,
Mhm.
perhaps something happens on the opposite side, on the west side, so that everybody from the East Block gets called over for some help. That that could be beneficial to me.
I think you mean the other way around.
I thought you said we're going on the east block.
No, the east block is where the distraction has to be.
Okay, I thought that's where we're going. Okay, yeah. So we'll need a distraction on the
Yep.
east block. If for
Sure,
some
yeah, I
reason
mean-
most of the or all of the guards happen to show up there for help,
Yeah,
not saying-
he's all right with that for a possible favor in the near future. Sure, he's all for that. I mean, it's not like you're going to be able to break out of this maximum
Oh
penitentiary
no!
ward
This
anyway.
is just settle some.
Yeah, he
scores
figures
and
you've got something going down, maybe a deal going down or something. You just don't want, because again, all of your cells are completely in full view. There's nowhere to really hide or, so he just figures you want to do something in private. So, okay, well, we can do that. All right, so Chemo, one more chance. Is there anything you want to do?
Yep, I have no idea. I want to go help out with dinner, and I don't know if I can access either the guards or the prisoners. If I can just get to the prisoners' sort of side of dinner, then I want to make dinner a bit worse than usual, so everyone's a bit more on edge, so that when things do kick off, it's going to explode a lot better because everyone's ready to do something.
Hell
So
yeah.
sort of-
It's already pretty bad.
Oh, I
Yeah,
dig it.
and so I'm just going to ramp it up a notch and put everyone a bit
Yeah.
more.
Do you want to make people actually physically ill, or do you want to make just the food bad? Because the food's already bad, but you can certainly try and make them physically ill from eating it as well.
Actually, I was sort of thinking going full ill would potentially also overwhelm some of the resources here of trying to do the medical stuff and that. So yeah, let's go for the full on ill. So all of a sudden at midnight, everyone needs to use the toilet.
So you're in the kitchen, and they get new chefs all the time because, remarkably, the chefs get shanked a lot because their food is awful. They don't live long around here. So the new cook is just started today, and he used to run a fast food restaurant before he murdered his partner, put him in the chili. But he's real nervous. He's trying to make as good of the food as he can today because, the last chef got drowned in a toilet bowl yesterday, and he doesn't want that to happen to him. So he's doing as best he can. You notice you've got really limited supplies of the shelves. They've got a big, 1 gallon size thing of food coloring, gray. And he's mumbling about what resource he's chopping onions. The onions are mostly bad. He's trying to get just to the good stuff. He's very distracted. He's an actual chef, so he's trying to do the best he can with these limited resources. And you come in, and okay, so you're gonna try to put something into the food that likely it won't be detectable, but make people ill. Okay. You might even be using little bits of your own chemical makeup for this.
Yep, that's
Right.
the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
Now, question: do you care if people die from eating it, or are you trying
I'm
just to make them
ruthless.
ill?
I'm ruthless.
Okay, so if you don't care if they die, routine.
I'm ruthless about this, baby.
Okay,
Hold on.
2d8.
Yeah. Whatever I need to do to get it happening, that's ruthless, baby. Oh, no.
Okay, that is a
Oh, no,
success.
that is a success.
That is a success on a routine check. So right as he's getting it all prepared, this is going to be for dinner tonight. So it's all going to be kept in steamers and kept warm. After he tests it and makes sure that it's like, okay, I don't think they'll kill me over this. I mean, there's only so much you can do with. I mean, grade D, and they don't even say what kind of meat it is. I mean, but I've done the best I can. And as he's putting it away and you're helping him, you're just sliding a little bit of your chemical fog that you've produced into the
Also,
food.
as a sort of inspired by what we said, add some toilet water as well, just for the extra spice.
There you go. All right. So 4 o'clock comes and the mingling time is over. You all will have until 6 o'clock, a couple hours to do silent reflection in your own cells. You can watch TV instead if you want, but they've only got educational programming during these 2 hours.
I'm gonna watch this.
Mostly on.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
watch that educational programming. That interests
It's
me.
a civics course telling you how to be a good citizen and what good citizens do.
Oh, excellent.
Is there like a radio or anything?
Sure, but it only plays educational radio.
Oh, I was hoping for even like classical or smooth jazz or something. Okay. I'm just doing silent yoga in my room.
They had classical until the arch-villain Paganini used it to kill a bunch of people last week, you see, and so they
The
revoked those
brown
rights.
note. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, the brown note.
Oh, geez.
Everyone became
Backed
real
up
chubby.
laundry for several days. It's horrible.
Hmm.
All right, so what are you doing, Clint?
Yoga. Just yoga.
All
in
right,
my
you're
room.
just okay. You're just practicing yoga.
Mhm.
All right, so during this quiet reflection time, does anybody want to do anything? So you've got a couple of things going in your favor to boost the odds of this going off. Again, you're in your own private cells. You guys do have roommates because you haven't proven to require. No, I take that back. Chemo, your roommate has been removed because you killed somebody earlier, so they removed him. And same thing for Chris. Chris,
Yeah.
you do not have a replacement roommate after you killed yours earlier today.
Oh,
Okay.
I have my roommate, right?
You still have your roommate, Clint. Yes.
Alright, I'll talk to him while I'm doing my yoga then.
He goes by the villainous name of Carnivore.
Cool. Carnivore, can you, like, shoot those needles out of your body?
No, they don't really fire. They just it's kind of there, man. Like
What
I can
can
rub
you
up
do?
against you and do lots of damage, but I can't shoot them or anything like that.
Well, you wanna try and get out of here tonight?
I don't know, man. I've only got like 2 years left on my sentence, and then I'm home free.
I think you can get out tonight, though.
But then like they'll send like Captain Courageous after me again, and that shield really hurts when he slaps it upside your face.
Listen, all I'm saying is, come to my yoga class tonight at midnight. You can say you're my assistant. And, just, you'll understand what to do when the time comes.
All right, convince him.
Yeah. Wiley.
It's routine. It's not very difficult. Go ahead, give me 2d8 there.
11.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's like, Clint, you seem like a nice man, Clint. I don't think I've got to worry too much. I mean, if you got a solid plan to get out of here, I don't know. I'll think about it, but sure, I'll help you.
You just gotta stick around me by midnight while I'm doing the yoga class in the East Block. Stick around with me, and you'll get out of here.
All right. I gotta use the facilities. You mind? Yeah, he's like motioning you to turn around.
I'm cross-legged, and I just,
Yep.
I don't even move. I just swivel.
He takes out like this little like cat litter box. It's filled with like dirt, and he just kind of puts his feet in it. Kind of gets his feet in there really good. And his hands kind of go up like a cactus again, and he just sits there and shakes for a minute. All right, Clint, you've got some help tonight. Anyone else? No? Okay.
Can I? Basically, I want to sort of watch the guards as they move around to try and get a sense of what they're like and sort of what their
Okay.
patterns of how their behavior.
The guards. So you've got kind of it's a rectangle with your cells along all the sides, and then there's like a walkway with like a railing, and then and it's opened in the middle. And in the middle, there's this kind of like pylon that comes up, and on even with every level is basically a guard station where they're behind protective this miracle plastic again, and it has like ports in it that they can put their guns through. And they've got all kinds of technological devices there as well. but there's no guards actually on the level with you on the walkway at all. It's all just monitored by closed circuit TV, that sort of thing.
It's a panopticon affair, right?
And there are automatic gun gantries that you know about as well. Like if they put things on lockdown, those things will just start shooting everybody in sight. Yeah. All right. Anything else or any questions before we go to dinner?
I'm going to kind of chill out since I've already kind of got plans in motion. I don't want to draw any more attention to myself.
Okay. So dinner happens then. Chemo. How long does it take for your chemical to take effect? And do you warn anyone?
I'll warn my fellow people here.
Okay.
That's as far as I'm going to go. I do want it to be fairly long because I want it to be more around towards midnight when it's sort of.
Okay, so it takes a little while to build up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Do you want to warn the guy who told us about it?
He's not here. He's in sick bay.
Yeah.
He didn't show up. Okay.
He's got some plan. And we don't know who else is involved, so they take their chances. We were told create a division. I want it.
Of course, they leave the television and the news broadcasts on through dinner as people again are gathering. They got a special tonight. They roll in this food from the new chef. It all actually smells good. He didn't use the gray food coloring, so the food actually has some color. It doesn't taste bad at all. People are going, oh, hey, maybe we let this one live for a little bit.
Got a tinge of green though for some reason.
Yeah. So people are a little bit more relaxed at first, but then as people start to get just like the beginnings of loose bowels and cramping stomach, because that's part of your plan is you wanted to have people agitated, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So people are getting a little surly, and it's not enough of them at once that people put 2 and 2 together and decide it's the food. It's just a few people here and there starting to have just a little bit of distress, and they're kind of lashing out. It's causing a lot of people to have heated discussions going on. And Clint, you're looking around for the guy, the average man. He hasn't come back. You don't see him anywhere, and he didn't really mention who his friends were on the news. It's like a class 5 hurricane coming through the state. Now the cells that you're in and everything is more than capable of withstanding these things. So you're not being evacuated, although the county around you is being evacuated.
Yeah, they don't care about us. I looked around to see are they actually evacuating the guards? Because sometimes it might just
you do notice that there's fewer guards tonight than there usually are. I mean, but you just got here, so you don't know it. There's far less than there were earlier in the day. And on the news broadcast, you're seeing half the county has already lost electricity. You see the long lines of people trying to get out of the county on the freeways as people are evacuating. So, all right, these start to break out into fights. There aren't enough guards around to really stop everyone. So after a bit, they turn on the gas and they start gassing everybody as you all drop to the ground and start choking and coughing. Chemo probably doesn't. Yep.
Nope, that's my power. Is absorb chemical. Exactly.
All right, so I'm going to make an attack against everyone here. Give me a second. This is going to be
If
any of you have, if it's going to be chemical, if any of you have resistant to chemical, let me know. Otherwise,
how would we know if we have something like that?
It'll be part of the description of your power, but you only get the one power. So if it doesn't say anything,
so just a standard 2d8.
Yeah, no, I've already rolled it. It actually doesn't affect it definitely doesn't affect any of you. It's not very strong, which causes a problem. Is there's not enough guards now, and this tends to just piss off a lot of the villains. So there's a full brawl starting now. Hours before you were supposed to make your distraction and in the wrong place. What do you guys want to do?
Take your chances.
Yeah.
Why don't we wait for the guards to come rush that, and then we'll go the other way.
Well, there's not enough guards to rush them. So actually what you're seeing are the guards are actually backing up, and they're just sealing off the cafeteria and letting you guys just go toe-to-toe with each other.
Oh, we can't.
You guys again have
We're gonna.
collected at this lunch table, and the melee is coming in your direction, and this group of guys start heading your way. Since all of you are relatively new, the one that's looks like a brick wall that you had one of you had met formerly comes up with two of his friends on either side of him. One of them looks like a man-sized fly with those big compound eyes and kind of wispy wings on his back. He's already shoved his proboscis into another villain, and he's just finishing husking the guy, dropping his corpse on the ground. And they turn around to face you guys, and the brick wall man is like, "So we got some new chickens tonight, do we? All right, boys, let's have us some fun." Yeah, they come in at you. There's 3 of them. So the way the system works is there is no initiative roll. You can either choose to be active or reactive. So if you're active, it means that you're not hesitating. You're going right in. It also means that you're really not thinking too much. So the active is not very strategic. It's basically just going in, balls out to do whatever you're going to do. Reactive is you're thinking about what you're doing. You're waiting to see what's going on, and then you're going to respond to that. So anybody going to do something in the active phase?
Yes.
They're definitely doing things in the active phase. They're gonna kick you around and hurt you a little bit. That's what they're intending to do.
Yep, I'll do something.
Advantage phase is separate, correct?
What's that?
Advantage phase is separate.
Oh, that would be the active phase. Sorry. So this is the advantage phase. So if your power says it works in the advantage phase, that's the advantage phase.
I'm just trying to get.
I got the word wrong. It's advantage and reactive. Those are the 2 phases. All right, so advantage phase. Clint, what are you doing?
Reckless,
you do something.
Always advantage.
I think I'm doing reactive. I think I can do that with this ability.
Yeah, unless it says you have to do it in the active phase, then you can do it whenever you wish.
Yeah, then I think I'm staying. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't a specification.
So you're gonna go reactive. How about Chris? Yeah. Active or reactive?
Active. I'm gonna pick the closest one to me, and I'm gonna walk right up to them and say and use my whispering death attack, and I'm gonna say, like, "Your mom didn't love you at all, did she?" And
so
attack.
So it's Brickman, Flyman, and Squidman. Which one? Brickman seems to be the ringleader.
Okay, I'll well, I figure one of these guys is probably going to go to the big guy, so I'll go to what's the insect guy?
Fly guy. Okay.
Fly guy. Okay.
All right. So what does your power have you rolling?
Okay. Success on degree difficult. Use mental disruptive mode to deliver a mental wound. And it takes place in the advantage phase of the combat round. So it basically just makes them feel really bad. And I mean, if I do really well, then they'll want to just off themselves right there. And, if it's not that good, then they'll just feel really bad and like sit down crying or something. Like that's what I want to try and do. I think he's frozen.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is he still... We had this trouble previously, didn't we?
Me?
Yeah. There he goes.
No, dude. Oh, my bad.
Hey, everybody.
Computer.
I'll just check to see if the Twitch is still. Yeah, no, Twitch is still
Yep.
good.
It's the
Yeah.
intermission show. Boop, 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 boop.
Good, we'll be back shortly. We assume. My ideas are so far exceeding what my character is capable of.
Yeah, me too.
That's a one shot. What are you going to do?
I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, just go for it.
Having a good time with it.
I'm gonna carry this party to victory.
Definitely.
Not unless I kill us all first.
Well, I didn't eat, so we're good.
Yeah.
So Twitch is continuing to go, I guess, because we're.
StreamYards will keep
StreamYards
the stream
is.
going. Yeah, we've.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Because it's
So
got
he'll
none to
be
do.
able to jump
It's not
back
going to,
in.
but it's going to StreamYards. Yeah. So you're watching us right now. Hello, friendly viewers. I don't know if the VOD works on YouTube, if it's streamed from. I think it also goes from StreamYard, so that should be fine as well. Hello, YouTube watchers, if you're watching it.
Is Bert multi-streaming?
No, well, he's not. He can, but it's not allowed to according to Twitch terms of conditions. So I think he just does it to a private stream on YouTube, so it's archived and then it's active later. Because you're not, according to Twitch.
I don't know anybody
terms.
who would do such a thing like that.
No, of course not.
Never.
Yes, well, it wasn't useful before because then I could watch it on YouTube as it was happening, but I can't now because Bert's following TOE.
Definitely probably won't be doing the exact same thing that you're not supposed to be doing here at about midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
that's fine.
Wouldn't want to violate the terms of service.
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
Any sign of him on Discord? Oh, it's still green on Discord, apparently.
Yeah. We
Oh, there he is. That's right.
Yes.
He's back.
He lives.
Hear me? Can you guys hear
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Now we
an
can see you.
internet outage,
Oh,
so I don't know how well this is going to keep going. I might have it out again, but we will try. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
I'm
what
going to
it
blame
is.
you.
It's all those
All right.
superheroes trying to stop us.
That's it. Those darn heroes. Bandwidth man has attacked. All right. So, Bill, you were going to try and take out the fly guy with
Yes.
your power. You need to make a difficult check. That's 2d8.
All right.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice.
13
All right.
or better. Despite the fact that he has compound eyes and no eyelids, a flood of tears start coming out of all of those faceted eyes as he just lays down in the corner and starts lamenting all the bad choices he's had in life. So
I hand him a handkerchief as he goes down.
sobs into it. So most normal folks or people that are not very special only have one box. So like if you look here, I'm pointing it out on the screen now. So it does what damage? Fatigue damage?
It just says mental wound.
Oh, a mental wound. That's even better. All right, so everybody has base, and that's all he had was base. Players get a second, and then if you've got any of the adjectives that fill out, they give you more. So he only had base. You took it out, and if you notice, the overflow is broken. So he has become broken. He is laying on the floor, just out of the combat. All right. So that's anyone else taking the fast phase. Oak.
Yeah, I'm
power.
reckless. Oak, you first?
Yeah, well, I have to do mine during the advantage phase. So if that's
Yes.
now, yeah, I'm just
Yep.
I'm trying to make somebody attack another person. If the fly guy's there, I'm going to try to make him attack someone else.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
out. He's broken.
He's out. Okay.
So you can make the brick man and the tentacle guy attack each other.
Now, it basically affects two. The way it reads is I'm only affecting one guy to attack, but it's affecting the other guy's action as well, whoever he attacks.
Right, because he's going to have to defend himself or react to it. Sounds good. What do you have to roll for it to work?
It doesn't show rolling on misreading. Success on degree task, and player forces one opponent to attack another. Action
Yeah, success on what degree?
on tasking.
Tasking. So this is very hard to do. Okay. So it's 2d8 to succeed. For a poor success, you need at least a 10. Now, if this is using one of your special adjectives that you've doubled up on, you do get the +1.
I say it's the powers together. This is demonic and heinous, and those are both of my things that I took to reflect.
Right,
how
but you
that
only get
power
the plus.
manifests.
You only get the plus if you've doubled up on an adjective.
Right, which I've got it on demonic.
Okay, so you get a +1 to the roll. You need a minimum of a 10 for a mixed success.
How you doing, Blake?
Oh,
How
look at
about
that,
a
a
15?
15.
Wow.
Absolutely, it works. Who was your primary target, the brick guy or the tentacle guy?
Let's go with tentacle guy.
Okay, well then he takes his action to flail out at the brick. Multiple tentacles grow, and he just kind of grabs him and starts trying to squeeze him to death. You said it also affects the person that he's attacking, so he's going to use his action for that as well. So, Chemo, are you taking
during your resolution of opponent's attack, one victim, player's choice inflicts damage on another opponent at random. Additionally, opposing character hit by his comrade is stunned and loses his attack. Thus, two opponents' attacks are affected. Referee's option.
Yep. So you're basically taking care of both of their attacks this round, and he's going to try and do some damage to the brick guy. So, Chemo, what do you want to do?
Just nothing really. What I want to do actually is go over and try and stop the guards from closing the door so we can get out. So we're not trapped in there.
Okay, this is going to have to be. You're going to have to act fast. You have an adjective that would make you quick.
Reckless.
Reckless. Yes, that sounds good. So it's going to go from a difficult down to a routine. 2d8.
Okay. Come on, fumble. No, yay!
10's a complete success. So how do you keep one of the doors from closing completely?
The easiest way is just to insert myself physically into the door gap, so I just can't get in.
Okay,
my
that's
containment
fine.
suit just keeps it open.
And your containment suit is enough to keep the doors open without it bursting the containment suit. Okay, so now we're on the second phase, the slower phase. Clint and Chris. Anything that you guys want to do?
Well,
No, I went last phase.
Oh, okay, yeah, you did. You're right.
So I'm reacting, seeing as they are fighting, and I saw Chemo go and hold the door. I'm gonna go and assist him
Okay.
to push the door all the way back open.
Yeah, so in which case, if you want to go and assist, you just pull it off of Chemo's suit, and you're able to get it to lock on the other edge. So there's one door in the cafeteria that's opened without being closed. You have effectively taken care of the two opponents, so we're not in combat now. What do you guys want to do?
Guys, this way.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Make me a routine check on that, Dion. You definitely do it, but I want to see if you get a mishap, maybe other villains are gonna. Nope,
Maybe
that's
the guards make a
7.
rally.
so they're all too preoccupied. It's just your group.
Do I see the cactus guy?
Yeah, he's around. He doesn't really eat so much.
I wave him too. I'm like, come on, come on, come on.
Comes over. All right, so the cafeteria is filled with the smoke that doesn't seem to be affecting anyone. You guys got out the door before it's completely shut. You notice what guards there are they're basically putting on their riot gear, which is like it's heavy armor. They're getting out the big guns. They think everything's locked down, so they're not moving quickly. No one notices you guys just yet.
Can I shut the door
Guards?
behind us?
Yep.
Should I?
Depends on how much of a disruption we want to start now versus later.
Yep. And also keep in mind, this disruption is in the wrong place. You were supposed to make the disruption in the other end of the cell blocks.
But it's also hours earlier.
It
Still.
is hours earlier. It's like 6 hours earlier than it's supposed to be.
Oh, how many guards are there?
Since you were earlier taking a look, you only saw like a dozen guards. It's like half as many as that were here in the afternoon.
I was just wondering if we could do Oak's plan of get some guards and put on the uniforms. Or Mindkiller's plan. Yeah, that's one. Can we sort of just take out a small contingent of guards to get the uniforms?
Or have there been some already taken out?
I'm throwing out some idea. If anyone else want to jump in and say something.
Yep. So all the guards are currently, as I said, they're getting armed and armored up. But there are other places. I mean, like for instance, your character Mindkiller would know that the laundry is probably unguarded at this point, and all of the uniforms are in there. Or there
So
are
we can make a break for the laundry room.
Also, if we can swing, if we know where the sick bay is, we might want to get average guy to start kicking things off early if he can, because that'll be a bit helpful. But yeah, if you want to go get some uniforms, that'll help out later.
Alright, so you go get the uniforms. You want me to go to the sick bay? I'm pretty unassuming.
Yeah, how close is sick bay from the laundry area?
Pretty close.
Oh,
Same
okay.
area.
Just all did it at once then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys slide down the corridor just as the now heavily armed and armored group of controllers, I guess, go in, and they start trying to stop the riot that's going on in the cafeteria. So you guys slide into the laundry room. Sure enough, it is closed. Door isn't locked. And there are dirty bins of officer uniforms. There are some nicely fresh, clean, and pressed ones as well. No gear, so they don't have like the communication devices. They don't have the utility belts or any of that, but the uniforms.
Yeah, the uniform goes over on top of the containment suit. However crazy that looks, that's what I mean. If I get a cap or something, that'd be good too.
You find the beefy size and put it on.
Yeah. You guys?
I put a uniform on too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slide a uniform on. Chris. Okay.
Yeah.
Mindkiller. Yes. No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You guys are all freshly uniformed up. The guards all wear the same kind of uniform. There's not really any way to distinguish rank. You guys haven't been here long enough to know how many people they actually have on rotation, or if having new faces is going to be noticeable or not. But you do your best. You do your best. You get yourselves in the
never
uniforms.
noticed this face.
Yep.
Or do you think we would all pass better as guards, or should one of us be being escorted?
Look, I'm already dressed. I'm not getting dressed again. Now, let's sick bay. To the sick bay.
Yep, sick bay. A few doors down, and you go and you rattle the door. It's not locked, but it's only opening like a quarter of an inch. Like something on the other side has been shoved up against the door so that it can't open.
What do you want to call out? Apparently, I'm just words on a screen. I can't shout.
This is the laundry room or the
No,
sick
you
bay?
got to the sick bay. The
Okay.
door is it's not locked. It actually opens maybe a half an inch, but then there's something behind it keeping it from opening the rest of the way. Something very firm.
All right. I think this might be part of the guy's plan. Maybe we should just leave it.
Let him know it's kicked off early.
I just poke my head to the doorway a bit and go, "Hey, there's like stuff happening in the mess room."
Okay. You see an eyeball come up to the door, look out at you, and then you hear something being moved, and he opens the door. It's the average guy. He's actually got a laboratory coat on, and he's holding a clipboard. He's got like one of those little reflector dishes on his head. He's like, come in, quick. I've almost got her awake. Once we get the weather witch up and working, she'll be able to blow this place open.
The
Ooh,
weather witch. Whoa.
Yeah. You notice that he got like one of these I forget what they're called. Like it's a rod that's got like 2 feet on either end, and he kind of shoves it up against the door because none of these doors will lock. So he puts it in there to kind of shove the door. You notice that he's got a whole bunch of electrical equipment laying on like a dolly, and he's got like this. There's this figure of this ice blue skinned, like it's kind of almost translucent, but also kind of blue swirls. Like you can almost see through her skin. She's like almost like she's made of ice, and she's inside this long, lozenge. And he's pulled out a bunch of the electronics, and he's been working on something here. He's got something rigged up to it. Say, look, they keep her in this chamber because she needs a special environment to exist. But if we can wake her up, she'll be able to draw the power down from that storm and bust us out of here.
Yeah, we need to wake her up, for it is the season of the witch.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, I think I've got everything going. I was about to hit the switch when you guys came in. You guys, any of you good with electronics? You wanna look it over real quick? I mean, basically, he goes over. It's like I'm just. They've got a circuit in here that keeps this thing from to cycling down. I've kind of tapped into it. It's going to drain the power off, and that should bring her vitals back up.
I'm arrogant. Can I make a roll?
Yep, you certainly can. It is difficult, but you can.
I took a class off Skillshare about wiring like doomsday devices.
I once watched a YouTube video about electronics. They were
Skillshare doomsday devices. I like it.
I got 50.
Oh my gosh. He did make a small error.
I fix it.
Do you want to correct him or do you want to fix it?
I pointed out first, did you mean to do this? Because normally this should be like connected to this thing so that this can get powered by that piece. And
he's like, oh crap. Oh my God. He takes some time to rewire it. Like that would have fried her. Oh, okay, great, awesome.
Yeah.
It's early, guys. I mean, I don't know if the storm's got enough power there for her to draw off it. That's why we were going to do this at midnight. Midnight, the storm would be passing right over us, but I don't guess we can wait. I hope it's enough. Kind of looks at everybody like if he should do it or not. His hand is inches above the button. He's like, should I do it, or do you think we can wait?
Is there a window?
Nope.
Have we been able to hear the storm?
No, this compound is like really just like completely on the outside brutalist architecture. Okay. You can't, But the news reports were showing like cars being blown around, the electrical grid completely off in parts of the county, and people were fleeing. Like the interstates were clogged.
I mean, the nearby area has already been evacuated.
Look,
so
arrogant,
it's pretty bad.
ruthless, reckless, slam.
Yeah.
You don't wait. You slam the button. All right.
All three of my things do this right now.
Right, I'm going to make a roll, and because you found his error, I'm going to give him a little bonus here. 10. Nice. Okay, mixed results. All right, here we go. give me the layout. Chemo, you're pretty close because you slammed the button down. Clint is pretty close too because you were examining the electronic device. Where's Chris and Mindkiller in the room?
I'm probably watching the door.
Okay, you're checking out the door. Yeah, good enough. Chris, where
Look
are
out.
you? What are you doing?
I'm probably like fascinated by the electronics on the girl, so I'm like checking that out.
So you're pretty close too. Okay, there's three of you close then. All right, I'm gonna do Dion, Bill, and Jameis in a row here. Let's see. Actually, and an average guy.
Zap, 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 zap. Oh, 3. Ooh, that could take us out.
It's Chris. Okay, so the electronics start to slowly drain the battery that's keeping the Weather Witch contained in there. And as the battery starts to drain, the lights inside of the things start to flicker so that finally the lights go out and it's kind of opaque now so you can't see inside. And then he has pulled out like a long Slim Jim sort of thing. He's like, okay, well, the power's down, but we got to break this thing open so she can get out. He starts wedging it in there and starts to try and pry at it. The three of you that are around him, do you want to help or are you just going to stand back?
I'm gonna
To
help.
help.
Okay. Then with everybody helping, you guys pry the lid off. There's a big burst as the pressure inside equalizes. There's like a burst of like snow and ice that just fills the room for a moment. And then the Weather Witch opens her eyes and they're white, pupilless. And as she does so, she reaches up just fast as lightning and she grabs Chris by the throat. And Chris, you start feeling all the heat in your body being drained out. All right, so this is an attack on you, Chris.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me make a roll here. This is elemental.
That's not an option.
Boom.
Ooh, that's good.
Focused
Yeah.
energy. Yeah. So 11.
All right.
Mental.
Yeah. So you start having problems focusing as your body temperature starts to drop. You're starting having problems thinking. So under your mental track,
Okay.
you drop down to 1, which is fine. Everybody can take 1, and you've got a second one for just being a player, possibly more. So your mental track, you've just taken one box of mental damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so and your thoughts just become very, just like it's like drifting off to sleep as your body starts to get colder and colder, and as your heat is being drawn into her, the translucent skin kind of lights up within her eyes, get very bright, and she rises out of this lozenge. And she continues to hold Chris as she rises into the air. Okay, so regular initiative rounds. Average guy is going to try and plead the case of like what he wants her to do and try to explain to her what's going on to try and get her help. What do you guys want to do? So he starts babbling. Chris, if you don't do something, she's going to husk you and pull all of your heat out. So you're going to want to do something to stop that.
I mean, I don't think I can use my power because it would involve me talking, and I probably
Right.
can't now.
Yeah.
And kick her in the face.
Okay. Yeah. You want to do a physical attack against her? That's fine.
I'll just check something.
Clint, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little vile, because I'm a little womanizer, and I'm just gonna sidle up like behind her and just like give her a little shoulder massage, one of those creepy things, and just be like, "Hey, just like chill out. I can show you a couple of like moves. We can like stretch out together a bit.
Okay.
Just like let go of my buddy here. We got stuff to do."
Chris is trying to kick her in the face. Mind Killer, what are you doing?
I'm going to, since I can't use any kind of power on her right now, I'm just trying to use my persuasive abilities and whisper images of trying to escape to her. Like, look, we can get out of here. This is here to help.
Okay. I will
You're
have
me
you roll
swinging.
it, and I'll give you a +2 bonus because that's what average guy is trying to do as well.
Okay.
And
so-
Chemo, what are you doing? We'll have you roll in the reactive phase, though.
Okay.
I rolled. I don't know if I was
Yeah, just hang on
supposed
to
to.
that for a second.
I'm going to reach up and try and pull Chris out of her grasp.
You're going to try and help Chris get away. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, so we'll give Chris's roll a bonus then as you try and help that. So Chris, you're definitely going to go into fast action. So why don't you go ahead and roll me 2d8? It's going to be difficult because you're being held up, but you're going to get a plus. We'll give you a +2 from Chemo as he's trying to help get you out of that situation.
And if something breaks on like an arm or something, that's fine. I don't care.
I think this
Oh,
would
yes.
definitely count. I think that this would definitely count as reckless because I'm just like, eh.
Okay. We'll drop it down to routine.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Ooh, doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a physical. Your foot makes connection with her face. You hear the sound of like breaking glass, and you see her face kind of crack just a little bit. But she does drop you, so you're free. When you caused her a box of
Probably fatigue.
fatigue, actually. Yeah, it's physical damage. Okay, and then Oak, if you want to. Okay, wait, hold on, Clint. I'm going to add yours into trying to convince her because you're trying to make her relaxed. So Oak, why don't you make me the roll? You can have a +3 total, but it is a difficult task.
Okay.
Was tasking, but because of your adjectives, we'll bring it down to difficult. A 10 is a success.
Ooh, nice.
Okay,
Oh,
so
bonus.
she calms down, and yes, she looks at all of you. She touches the back wall, and it ices over, and then she punches it, and the rock is just so super cool that it shatters. Now you can see the outside. Now you guys can hear the wind, and you can see the storm. You can see the landscape around you. The trees have flattened, and she takes a big inhale of breath, and she tells you that 1 hour. She needs an hour to be able to pull all the power that she can and to blow this prison wide.
All right.
Well, the fight might take a while and eat up that hour.
What?
Right. So what do you want to do to stall the guards off for an hour?
Well, about that hour hitting should be our other distraction, or before that hour, shouldn't it?
Well, you guys were in the middle. You had 6 hours from when, yeah. So yeah, so she could do it as early as say 8 o'clock. So 4 hours earlier, but you still have, you still need an hour. Still need an hour. They'll bring it to 8 o'clock.
The
And what
obvious
time
thing
was
to
my
do-
distraction planned for originally?
Well, I mean,
Because I thought the distraction we used was an hour before ours was supposed to go off.
right. So that's still going to put it out though, because she needs you to hold things off until 8 o'clock. The original distraction is supposed to be midnight. Yours is an hour earlier, so 11.
Oh, okay.
So that's still several hours later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to get a lookout without being eyeballed and see if I can find the, was it Pete or whoever, the guard that I talked to, if I see him
Yeah.
anywhere near the vicinity.
Remember, we are in guard uniform, so we can get out
Yep.
and. The best thing we can try and do is get out and try and direct people away from where we are. Is what it comes down to.
I'd say that. And
People will listen to
I
me
wanna keep
because I'm
going.
arrogant. Because clearly I can direct you. I'm arrogant. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Clint can probably help as well. We're both arrogant. We can go around directing people. You over there, do this. Watch out. Get up to the cafeteria. That needs to be taken care of. You get over there. These other people are going to be in trouble now.
So is that what you want to do? Is to go out and act like guards and try to direct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
what
go
the hell?
out
I'm
with chemo.
arrogant and reckless. Go for it. I don't care.
Okay,
I'll go with them.
you
I'm
guys step
wily and I'm arrogant, so.
you guys step out into the hallway, and the guards who had dressed up in specialized armor and the weapons are just dragging unconscious villains out of the cafeteria. The gas is filling the hallway. They all have gas masks on, but it must have just been a weak batch because it's not really affecting you guys at all. And so mostly they're dragging people back to the cells, but you do see a group that are dragging the brick guy towards the infirmary.
Is the brick
So
guy
it's like
unconscious?
two guards, so they each got one of his hands. He's unconscious.
Okay,
And
perfect.
two guards get each of his hands. They're holding up these large, stunty kind of shotguns as they're dragging him to the infirmary.
I cut them off and I motion for chemo to come with and just be like, "Here, we got the sick
We'll
bay
take this.
covered. We've
You get
cleared
up there.
it.
They're still all over the place.
We'll take him from here. You guys are suited up, so
Okay. Make me a routine roll. 2d8.
Yep. Bonus for me.
damn. Oh, that's a mixed for me.
Success.
Even a +1 for me wouldn't help.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens is they do leave you with him. When somebody comments on like you guys need to put on your masks. I know this the anesthetic gas doesn't seem to be working, but it might kick in later on. Yeah, it's always good to be safe. Get your masks on.
All right, we'll get some of the spares that are in the infirmary.
Hey,
Okay.
we only had one radio with our unit here, and it got broke. Can we borrow one of yours?
Are you with us too?
Yeah, one of the guys.
Just with myself and Clint.
One of the guys
You-
tosses you his portable.
I appreciate it.
He says, like, "Yeah, we might have more injured in there. We had to get a little rough."
Serves them right.
No
Okay.
problem. We'll just keep him here. I'll post someone out the door, and they can take them off your hands as you bring them. We all got.
All right, yeah, we'll just drag him down the hall here.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have much room in there. So they go off. So the mixed result is as they leave, Brickface starts to recover. He gets up, he kind of shakes his head.
He's still kind of out of it though.
Just a little. He's recovering
All right.
fast.
He's back in the infirmary though.
And still in the hallway, I would think. You guys
Okay,
haven't
I'm
dragged
gonna-
him in yet.
I'm gonna just usher him so that like side by side, so he's not really looking straight at my face, and I just usher him into the infirmary. It's like, all right, come on, let's sit you down, no problem. And if he comes with me, I'm gonna usher him to the bed, and
All
then
right,
I'm gonna give him the downward dog.
Okay, make me a routine check just to get him to go into the infirmary as he's still a little out of it.
2.
Oh.
Mishap. No, he was faking. As soon as the rest of the guards were heavily armed and armored left, he waits. He gets up with you just at first, acting groggy. But as soon as they round the corner and they're out of the way, he gets up fast and just kind of throws you off. All right. Yeah. Oof. All right.
Oof!
Take
Wow.
2 fatigue damage or physical damage. Can you take 2?
Yep, I'm at 1 now.
Okay, so you've got 1 left. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you're hurled against the wall. That was kind of like a surprise. Now the rest of you can act now. So Brickface is up. He's angry. He was smart enough to wait to the heavily armed officers to get out of the way. Now remember, you all are all dressed like officers. So, anybody want to act in the advantage round, fast round?
Can I?
We're fighting the guards.
I'm fighting
What's
the
that? No,
stone
you're
guy.
fighting Brickface.
brick shit house.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Sure to-
go ahead.
I'm just gonna try to like be telling him like, come, you can join us. You can join us. We're gonna get out of here. It's escape.
Okay. Anyone else doing something in the advantage round?
Oh, he does that. I'm gonna assist. Be like,
Okay.
shh, keep it down. We got a plan to get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, I'll look
Okay.
past the fact that you just threw me. Like,
All right. Anybody else in the advantage or fast
If,
round?
if I do what I want to do during the advantage phase, that's going to mess that up. So I'm not.
Well, that's okay. We
Okay.
don't. It's not like we're a unit that we work together forever.
I
I-
okay. Why not? I'm gonna kind of actually no, because I want them to succeed. I want him to join
Okay.
us. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just not.
Chemo?
gonna do anything.
Okay, what I want, I don't know if it's an advantage. I'll just say what I want to move over to where the guards were going back towards the cafeteria. So, oh no, woe is me. So he comes charging after me, so I can sort of try and duke him back into the cafeteria.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. Okay. Oak, you're the one talking. Clint's helping, but you're dressed as officers. So it's going to be a difficult role, but you can take the +2. If you fail or have a mishap, he's going to go after Chemo.
That's right. Chemo's asking him to do that. So.
I got a +2.
+2.
Does that
but
count using my demonic?
yeah, it's still going to be difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Low
good.
roll, but it's a
Good.
10.
Difficult.
10 is the success. All right. Why you guys what's going on? Why are you in guard uniforms?
Part of the plan. How do you think we're going to get out of here?
I don't know. We're getting out of here? How are we doing that?
I point to the witch.
Yeah, we need to buy about an hour. The weather witch is loose, and she's going to get us out of here.
You guys let the witch loose? You know what happened the last time she got out?
She's cool. She's cool, man. She's
Oh,
totally
yeah,
cool.
she's
I mean,
cool.
look
She's
at
like
her.
-20 cool.
Exactly. That's how cool she is. So like, she's totally cool. Are you cool? Are you cool, bro? Are you
I
gonna
don't know,
be
man.
cool?
I don't know.
I
The
don't
last
know.
time she was out, she sucked all the heat out of like 20 convicts down here, man. They had
Yeah,
a
well-
rough time putting her back down.
Well, now she has a way to get the hell out of here and not be trapped in here with us.
And we're
when
going
the storm,
with.
Oh, we're talking to him. Okay, when the storm hits, that's her power source, not us.
Oh,
Storm
right,
hits.
right.
boom.
Not us. It'll be the storm. Listen, you can hear the thunder in the distance.
We just got to keep
I
the
don't
guards
hear
away for the
anything.
moment.
Keep the guards away. Yeah, I could do that. Hey, you got is there any weapons in there?
IV stand.
Is there like a syringe or anything?
Well, where do we know where
Yeah.
the guard unit or their barracks are or anything?
Oh yeah,
Or
it's in the
your
middle
armory?
of everything. It's like it's back past where you've gone. Like that's where everything's happening is near the armory. Well, that sucks.
No, but those guards are going to be dragging more unconscious inmates back here. You can be ready when they get in here. We'll bring them in the room. You can help us jump them.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I've thought of a thing I want to do.
Okay.
They used anesthetic gas in the thing, so that means somewhere there's a source of anesthetic gas. I want to go there and basically open it up. Get it all. It's not going to affect me. I'm fine. It can't affect me. It literally cannot
Alright.
affect me.
Are you
That's
going
what
to tell
goes to
anyone
the-
else, or are you just going to go and do this?
I'm arrogant, reckless, ruthless.
Nope.
What do you
Nope.
think?
All right. So
Well,
you head
They just
off.
told us to put mask on, so didn't we just put mask on?
Well, that's up to you.
Well,
whether you did or not.
I find the
that's what I
backup
said.
masks and I pass them out because
All
I
right.
was the out there when they told us that it'll
Well,
affect
Chemo,
us
you
over
had-
time.
To where the air conditioning units are, or you assume they are. You haven't actually
Yeah.
had even a full day here yet. So I tell you what, make me a difficult check to figure out exactly where the canisters are. Only because you have no intel. You're just kind of guessing.
I am completely guessing. Fail. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's not
okay.
good.
So you are going to be wandering around for a bit and
Mhm.
looking for these tanks. So yeah, Chemo's going to be gone for just a little bit. The rest of you guys are going to lie in wait and try to get a hold of the soldiers' weapons or the officers' weapons, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be listening to the radio for cues as to where people are at, or if we need
Absolutely.
to distract.
Okay. So Brickhouse, we'll call him Brickhouse, is the one who's gonna basically play possum, and I'll give him a bonus for you guys helping. He's okay. So let's say you now have a couple of the armored jackets, and you've got these stunty looking shotguns that shoot out stun rounds, and you've got the helmets that cover the faces. You're muted, Jameis, if you're talking to us.
No, just thumbs up on. Woo! It's going well.
Okay.
Everything's going perfectly.
All right, so
Nothing can go
Brickface
wrong.
has got a stun shotgun, and he puts on one of the helmets. Of course, I mean it's still pretty obvious that he's not a guard, but he seems to be happy with that. He's going to go make a commotion. As he does so, though, you hear like the sounds of what you can only guess is his guts as they roil a little bit. He's like, oh gosh. he grabs his stomach, pulls up the visor on his helmet as he hurls the food that he ate about an hour ago down the hallway. He's like, I think I'm sick. Oh my gosh. And he throws back down the helmet and he marches off with his stun rifle. So you guys have a half hour. You're going to want to just hang back and see if that's enough? Or do you want to do anything else? We'll say Chemo comes back in a little bit, not having any luck finding where the anesthetic gas is coming from.
I'll stand at watch at the door because we told them like we'll intercept people and take them in to the infirmary. So
Okay.
I'll stand by and do that to get more soldiers for us.
No more soldiers come, but you guys are left alone for the time you need. And the Weather Witch is she's got her hand outside and she's pulling in what she can. This environment's still too warm for her. So, but she's basically keeping herself alive by pulling in that saturated cold air for outside, and then she nods at everyone and says, "It's time." And she starts pulling in more and more of that power as her body just gets glowing light coming through this translucent skin, and she funnels all of this power like up and out, and ceiling is destroyed, the walls blown out. And he goes all the way out to the walls and the concertina wire, the fencing, just blows it all out. Vehicles get tossed aside. Now you've got this big hole, this big opening from the infirmary out. And there's this hurricane going on out there, though. And everything, you see cars getting tossed around, but you're free. And she rises into the air and starts collecting more of this cold and this wind around her.
I look up to her and I ask, "Is there a way for you to keep us protected while out there?"
Be as charming as you can, Clint. Convince her that you're worth saving, because she is a villainess as well.
You may think you're evil, but wait until you get me in the bedroom tonight, and I'll show you how vile I can be. Boop!
Nice.
12.
Oh my gosh.
Using my vial.
Oh my. Okay, you're lifted on like a platform of air. She brings you out into this cold night with the air just it's just tearing into your body, the force of the air. But then she kind of surrounds you, kind of like a force wall of air that's keeping you contained. And Clint is taken away.
He's quite the cunning linguist.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Just doing
Running
a run
for
it.
What's that?
You make a
Are
run
you running
for it.
for it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, since it says every villain for himself,
Well, we're
Mind
still
Killer-
dressed as a cop, so if we can get to any patrol cars or anything.
Well, see, the problem is the cars are being lifted up by this tornado and kind of just being thrown around. So, I tell you what, if you're gonna leg it and seeing if you can find maybe something that's heavier that's around, make me a difficult check.
All right.
Anyone else is doing the same. They're just gonna leg it and try to find something heavy that they can
all
get
for
into.
ourselves.
There's the difficult.
Okay, Mind Killer, you find a semi rig. Back has been unloaded, but the rig part, the front end of it, is still there, and it looks like it's heavy enough to not be blown away. So you dive in. Was anyone else
Over
legging
here.
it?
Yep, me.
Bill also. What were you trying to do, Bill?
I was just trying to get out of there. I was just running for it.
You're just running for it. Okay, you're being blown around the field. You're gonna have to make some more to be successful getting out of the area. But right now, you're just going out in the wide open. You're being tossed and turned, and it just for every step you take, you're throwing a few feet, but you just keep at it. You're making some headway. Chemo, what were you doing?
Basically the same. Is this a difficult or tasking?
It's difficult. So you're got a mixed
Okay.
result.
I
All
got a
right.
mixed
So
result.
the mixed result is going to be your encounter suit tears.
Yeah. No, that's that's actually
Little tear.
I can't get anywhere, but I'm just bouncing around all over the place with no control because my
Yeah.
it's just bouncing me around all over
Yeah.
the place.
So you're being thrown around. Mind Killer, you get inside the relative safety of this big rig.
I'm gonna try to find the keys if they're not in the ignition, checking the visors, consoles.
Okay. Yeah. Looking for keys. You find the keys.
Now I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna look. If anybody's close, I'm gonna let them get in. If not, see you later, dude.
You turn on the high beams. You see Chemo kind of being just tossed around. He's a little further out. You do see Chris. He's kind of like down on all fours, trying to make as low a profile as possible. He's fairly close. You want to try and make it to the big rig, Chris, or are you going to try and get out yourself?
Yeah. No, I'll try and make it to the big rig.
Yeah. but
Okay,
you
make
better
me one
hurry.
more difficult check.
Probably
An 8.
not.
Okay, mixed success.
Yeah, shoot.
Probably you're going to take some damage as you're kind of buffeted around, but you're able to haul yourself in. And you and Mind Killer make a break for it as you mow down the last bits of the concertina wire and just kind of truck off into the distance. Chemo, you're kind of free floating out here. You see the semi truck go by. You need one more success with what are you doing to save yourself, rescue yourself, or make some kind of headway?
The
If I
best
see he's
I've
being
got-
thrown in some trajectory, I'll try to like drive underneath him, or
Okay, you want to try and like
Yeah.
maybe grab onto the radio aerial as the truck's
Yeah.
going by because you're probably very light considering you're just gas in an encounter suit. Okay,
If I can sort of use my escaping jet to sort of propel me towards it, that'd be useful. Or just get stuck onto the radio antenna, literally get stuck onto it.
I will say that will make it a routine task instead of difficult then if you're using your chemicals as jets to maneuver a little bit. So make a routine check.
Ooh,
Mixed results.
yeah,
six.
I get stuck
Probably
onto
again.
I get stuck through the antenna goes through my suit.
Yeah, you take a little bit of fatigue, but assuming you've got more than 2 boxes, so yeah, that's fine.
No, but-
And so you guys roll off into freedom in the big rig as you pass over the country line going into Mexico, driving through the eye of a storm, coming out the other side to the brilliant desert landscape. Meanwhile, Clint, make me a tasking. Oh, you know what? Make me just a
Endurance.
difficult roll. I'll stage it down because you do all the vile things.
10.
A 10. Oh, you're not
Fine.
murdered. Clint becomes the new sidekick to the Weather Witch.
Yes.
I like it.
All right.
My new
Oh, there we
villain
go,
name
guys.
becomes Nama Slay.
We changed it to the Ass Master.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, that is Villains Finish First.
That was fun.
Yeah. It's a very simple game. Just relies a lot on. So the way you level in this game is that you can get more adjectives as you get levels, or you can double up on them so that you get more bonuses. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. So yeah, again, Villains Finish First. The corresponding game with it is Good Guys Finish Last, done in the 90s in Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer magazine. Good Guys Finish Last you can actually get on DriveThru RPG now. It does exist out there in the format still. But yeah, fun game for tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Dion, you got anything you want to plug on the way out here?
Let's see. Yeah. When I'm not doing TTRPGs with all my super cool awesome friends like you guys, you can find me on my channel at Substances Use on Twitch TV, where I do retro JRPG gaming. We're playing through Breath of Fire 3 still, doing pretty good there. And when I'm not doing that, I'm doing GTA 5 roleplay. You can find me Saturday night. That's the 19th. I'm going to be streaming as my character, Fran Wickabotham. And we're doing the Adonia Hunger Games. I volunteered to be tribute for the weed store to enter the Hunger Games. So I'm going to be a 60-year-old lady, high off my ass, and killing bitches. Let's go.
As you do.
I like it.
Bill, what you got going on with the frogs?
Well, still running the Lost City of Baracus. Got a game coming up tomorrow, and I'm still doing my West Marches style Dwaro Deep, the latest Greg Gillespie thing. So hit me up if you'd like to play in that.
Cool. Oak, you playing a game after this one?
Yes, sir. Got some 5e homebrew after this I play in. And then Midnight Friday, I have another homebrew game. And then I run my Grimdark homebrew setting Saturday nights, Midnight Central.
Yeah, check out Oak's stuff. He has a much prettier channel than mine. Good stuff. Jameis, you want to plug your blog?
Well, I do have a blog, but actually what I want to plug at the moment is Desert Bus for Hope, the charity event that's on at the moment. I just threw the links in the channel there, either desertbus.org or twitch.tv/desertbus. There's the charity event raising money for the Child's Play charity to raise money for help kids when they're sick in hospital. There it is.
Yeah,
and they've raised nearly 500,000 so far. Still a long way to go.
Nice.
Check that out. And if you found us, you know where we are, but check out Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. We've got almost 14 years worth of podcasting goodness there, all kinds of crazy games that we've played along the many years, as well as all the links to our social sites. So check that out. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for playing. Say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.